What is up, my fellow Force fans? My name is Brandon, and welcome back to the Star Wars Vault. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications. It really does help us out. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why Disney now hates John Boyega. So, if you weren't familiar, in late November, a huge story broke out that the Rise of Skywalker script was on eBay for sale. That's right, for sale on eBay. As more information about the story came out, it was said that it was left by an unknown actor under a bed and subsequently was found by a cleaning service the next day and uploaded right to eBay. So then it later came out that John Boyega was the one who left the script under his bed and later appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. And of course, Jimmy Fallon wanted to know what happened with the script and how he could leave it and how somebody could have just put it up on eBay. So he basically explained the whole thing. He explained like he was partying the day before. Not really a good thing to say, but he said it. He was partying the night before and he kind of forgot about the script. They were already done filming, I guess. So he just left the script under his bed and he moved apartments the next day, and later it was found by a cleaning service. He explains that they must have really not known what this script was because they only put it on eBay for $60, and I personally would have paid way more than $60 for the script, so they obviously didn't get the right price. But anyway, he also tells Jimmy Fallon that somebody at Disney saw the script on eBay and bought it back immediately, allegedly. We don't know how true that is or who saw the script, but that's what he says. So, if that wasn't enough to get Disney upset at John Boyega, this past week, December 9th, he does an interview with Hypebeast and basically admits that he didn't like The Last Jedi. This is already a huge controversial film between the fandom and just people in general who are fans of Star Wars. So he does this interview and says that he didn't care for the arc of his character. Boyega explained in Star Wars The Last Jedi, particularly how he was separated from the other main characters. He later goes on to quote, "The Force Awakens, I think, was the beginning of something quite solid. The Last Jedi, if I'm being honest, I'd say had me feeling a little bit iffy. I didn't necessarily agree with a lot of choices, and that's something that I spoke with Mark Hamill a lot about, and we had conversations about it. And it was hard for all of us because we were separated." Who else finds it crazy that John Boyega is just coming out and saying all of this? I really didn't think they would be allowed to do this, but he's just going for it. So later in the interview, Boyega's opinion was compared to the original Star Wars trilogy, and basically, he says the dynamic between Poe, Finn, and Rey wasn't as strong as Luke, Han, and Leia. I guess in the original Star Wars film, there was much more of a trio feel, where it was essentially about Luke's journey, but Han and Leia and Luke were just such a strong dynamic. The actor then goes on to admit that he doesn't know a lot about the upcoming Rise of Skywalker movie, which hits theaters in less than 2 weeks, less than a week. It's a week. That's insane. So lastly, in their interview, Boyega continues on saying, and I quote, "I don't know how quickly we're going to be able to establish that long-term dynamic with episode 9, but if it's exploring that dynamic, then that would be cool. I do feel even after 3 films still, we don't know as much about them," referring to Finn, Poe, and Rey. "We don't know as much about them as we got to know about Han, Luke, and Leia. And maybe that's a great opportunity to get to know them a little bit more in the upcoming film." Wow. That's insane that John Boyega is doing all of this. So to me, I really think that Disney's upset with him right now and he just doesn't care. He's pretty much done with the Star Wars franchise. I don't think they're ever going to do something with Finn ever again, so that's probably why he's doing all this now, expressing his true opinion. I know The Last Jedi is very controversial and everybody's got their own opinion about it. What do you think about John Boyega not liking the film, really, and his comparison to the original trilogy? I really want to know what you guys think. Do you think this was a smart move for John Boyega or not so smart? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever we come out with new Star Wars videos. It really does help us out. Thanks again, guys, and may the Force be with you always.